25 lakhs plus. That's a good revenue for organizations. We're talking about incentive for a deal registration for the sales. So what is needed for a partner is what I think we have.
Sunil, I have a question here.
Yes, sir.
You said you won't see value less than 100 terabytes, but you still have boxes.
I do
at
have
the lower
boxes.
end. So
Yes.
what is the value proposition there?
Okay, so those boxes are where customers do have compliance, but the data size may not be big. But they may have a 40 terabytes or 80 terabytes over a span of say 6 months to 1 year. There we have those things. But majority of customers we have seen in healthcare, in IT, ITS, BFSI, where customers have that 100 terabytes to few petabytes of data. That's where you will find the charm. Let me put the time and energy. I will see good revenue. I have even boxes which are 20 terabytes and also 36 terabytes. But those boxes are as a DCDR point of view. Robo offices. The questions came only from this side. I think that side we did not have. Shall we run through the presentation? We have time. Did I confuse or did I convince? What was it? Confused? Confused. Or someone told confused. So we'll do the session offline, sir. Right, I think I'm done. Thank you very much. Here is less. Okay, so I represent ExaGrid. We are an organization which is 14 years old. Very, very tight integration with Veeam. We have close to 80% plus wins only with Veeam. So you all are big partners here. Just to showcase, both of us carry very good NPS score. How many of you all would know an NPS score? Yes, please. Perfect. Net promoter score. How we see Veeam at 75, ExaGrid at 81. That talks of value about how both the companies innovate, hold customers, ensure that we come during a calamity or a problem to ensure data is available. Yesterday Sunil spoke so much on data resiliency. That's the story that we work very closely with Veeam. So many awards. There's no Gartner. Why there is no Gartner? Any reason? Because Gartner doesn't publish backup storage, what will I say, portfolio. They talk about
whatever the Veeam does the deduplication, further you do deduplication.
Yes.
Or what will happen if by default it does the deduplication?
By default, Veeam when it does a snapshot, it does default deduplication.
So you say on top of that,
yes,
the OD.
And where do we do it? We do it in the repository. We don't do it in the landing zone because we want the landing zone to be clean because backup data is coming in there. After the backup is completed, I do the dedupe so that there is no overhead on the network, there is no overhead on the CPU and memory, and we do it post dedupe, and it's also adaptive dedupe. Yes, please.
Does that mean that the recovery time increases by that much?
Okay, so two ways. When you want to do a recovery, sir, how fast you want the data from yesterday, 1 week or 30 days. We keep the data in the landing zone. We keep the data in the landing. So your point about faster recovery, let's take a simple scenario. A VM is down or a LUN is crashed. I want it to be back quickly. So I can do an instant recovery from my landing zone. That answers your question. Now let's take the second scenario. I have kept a data which is 6 years old or 6 months old. I want to restore. That data is sitting in the retention queue. There is a time it takes to come to landing zone and then it is. Right. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. So we integrate with S3 as well as M365. Before we used to have the concept of taking M365 and storing it on premises. That's when we integrated this API to store the data and on M365 on premises for Veeam. This is how it is. It's a scale-out architecture. Unlike if you see legacy, you have just a box and then you have disk shells. Here, each has CPU, memory, and disk. Are we missing out on cloud? No, we integrate very well with AWS and Azure for cloud. we integrate with your private cloud, your public clouds, and also hybrid cloud, where we are able to do a good 50:1 WAN accelerator. Both the sides, you put 2 ExaGrid boxes, you get best of replication over the WAN. I'll just keep this is on the ransomware. If my landing zone is encrypted, I can still pick the data from your repository. Every customer who buys an ExaGrid has an L2 engineer assigned. So who will do the implementation, who will monitor that appliance for the next 3, 5, 7 years, ensure that the health is good, ensuring the restorations happen, and also ransomware recovery. This is price protection against legacy vendors, where people sell with 1 year, 3 years, and then increase it. Here we are saying, whatever we increase, we don't want to increase it more than 3% per year, so that there's a fixed cost for their renewal year on year for their appliance. A lot of customers say the renewal cost or the AMC cost is on today's list price, whereas we do not. Whatever we sold, we maintain the same thing for the renewals. No forklift upgrade, just plug and play the appliance. It falls inside the cluster and you are able to scale out. We have had customers who are running for the past 7 years with the same speed, no performance degradation. That's the best of our product obsolescence. We do the implementation, we do the monitoring, we do the updates, we do the upgrades all directly from us. So what's it for a reseller? Why should you all sell it? Everybody is selling same A, B, C, D brand. If you would want you all to speak out, work with me, work with ExaGrid, we win together. We have so many competitions today, words like say, Rubrik and Cohesity are there. We have won so many of those deals, keeping them at bay with the integration. CEO is very clear, no overselling and no undersizing. We understand the customer's requirement, size it, maximum variation of plus or minus 2%. That appliance size for 3 years, 5 years works fine. This is what a lot of partners want. You don't want a deal to go at the 11th hour, find another partner, close it. That's not what we want. We stick, we start, engage till the end with the partner. So that's one of the prime of here that we should work day one with the customer, do the presentation, do the POC. I am ready to do POCs for any customer. Only criteria is 100 terabytes and above is where you will see value. 10, 20, 30, 40 are all SMB customers. They will not have data, they will not have retention of those data for long term, and they will not have the appetite to invest. Here is where we play only in the enterprise place. So every opportunity that we engage, we do a deal registration. There is a revenue for a deal registration too, or an incentive is what I should say. Just to give you a support, we do a POC. We are seeing a good 75% success rate in the POCs that we have done. You put the box, show it with me, show the integration, show the backup, restoration, show the ransomware recovery. We have a feature where we will demonstrate the ransomware recovery, and customers say, wow, this is what I wanted. All of you all have a lot of salespeople. Some people would want to incentivize, some people want to hold that incentive and give it to all the employees. So we have worked on incrementals of incentives for customers who are $100 per terabyte. I will talk about that in my next slide. So when we talk about this has changed from a meeting maker to a deal registration. Once we do a deal registration, we ensure the organization gets $1,000 or the sales rep gets $1,000 directly into this account. The spiff what we started is $100 per terabyte. Let me put a scenario here. So we have appliances which is 36, 54, 84 and 189. So 36 means it's a 72 terabyte usable, and if you talk about 84, it is 178 terabytes. So if you were to put that and which needed a 252 terabyte, that is 3 boxes, a partner makes $25,200 as spiff. Is that money? Yes, no? No? Yes? Shanbak says yes. So this is a simple 252 terabyte requirement for partners, one to do a deal registration, two to lock and engage with us along with Veeam early days, and also make money. NPS score, we already spoke, support and implementation, no forklift upgrade. Why ExaGrid? Landing zone, repository clear, ransomware recovery, scale out, low cost. I'll stop to take any questions. I'm done.